Coming up on From the Core, we give you scientific fact about Japan's recent earthquake.
We deal with the effects of teenage drinking.
And the Mayor's Youth Corps paints up a storm.
All of these stories make for an exciting edition of From the Core. Hello and welcome to From the Core. I'm Jake.
Hey, I'm Karis, and we both represent the Mayor's Youth Corps class of 2011.
As members of the Corps, we strive to do the right thing.
And the right thing to do right now is to have Natalie tell you about a few things she believes you should know.
Karis and Jake, thanks for the introduction. As they said, I'm Natalie, and I'm here because I just thought you should know about a few things. First, I want to take you back to the March 11th earthquake in Japan. The quake had a devastating impact on the country and its people, but it also impacted our globe by changing the distribution of Earth's mass. The quake's 9.0 magnitude has shortened the length of each day and shifted the Earth's axis. While we won't notice a difference, the length of our day has been shortened by about 1.8 microseconds. Tallahassee has been the capital of Florida since 1824. But how did Tallahassee become our state's capital? After Florida became a U.S. territory in 1821, both St. Augustine and Pensacola vied to become the capital city. The distance between these two important cities was too great and a solution needed to be reached. Tallahassee sat halfway between St. Augustine and Pensacola and was the logical solution. 3 log cabins were built as the first capitol buildings in the new capital. Just so you know, Tallahassee is a Native American word meaning old town. The We the People 917 contest commemorates the U.S. Constitution. The contest can be entered by a variety of ages, including high school students, and the winners will receive $2,000 scholarship prize and a trip to Philadelphia. The categories include composing and performing a song, writing, directing, and producing a short film or PSA, or writing an essay. The contest was created by Janine Turner. Miss Turner is the founder of Constituting America, whose mission is to utilize new and innovative means in order to reach, educate, and inform America's citizens and youth about the importance of the U.S. Constitution and the foundation it sets forth regarding our freedoms and rights. If you want to enter the contest, visit constitutingamerica.org. The contest ends July 4th. As I close, I hope you have learned something. That's all from the TIS desk. See you later.
Tanked, well-oiled, wasted, crazy drunk? I bet you wouldn't use these adjectives to describe yourself on college applications. No teen would. But there are a lot of teens drinking wine and other types of alcohol before their time. For our lead story, Katie did some research on the effects of such risky behavior, and what she finds is very unsettling.
The fire rescue truck races to the site of a fatal drunk driving accident. It is obvious that the people involved are injured, and there is very little hope for a positive outcome. In all reality, this is actually a mock car crash put on by Tampa Fire Rescue and presented to Hillsborough High School students to stress the dangers of risky behavior.
Getting alcohol as a teenager, whoever's providing it to you, wherever you're getting it from, you're getting it illegally, and you're putting yourself and whoever's giving it to you in a place where they can get in trouble with the law.
Captain Bill Wade of Tampa Fire Rescue was one of the coordinators of the mock DUI car crash. He talks about the other bad things that happen to teens when they drink.
The problem with alcohol, especially drinking too much, is immediate. If you drink too much, you could pass out. Now, once you're impaired to a point where you passed out, you can vomit and literally choke on your own vomit and die. And of course, once you're unconscious, you have no idea what other people are doing to you. You can't protect yourself.
So many teenagers want to experiment with alcohol and other illegal substances when they are young, but they don't realize that can lead to serious consequences, the end of innocence.
I know a man that when he was 19, he had too much to drink and his friend had too much to drink, and then they got in a Jeep and the Jeep flipped over and his friend only got a scratch and he got flipped out of the Jeep, and now he's paralyzed from the neck down because they had too much to drink and he couldn't drive.
Kate Ellis, a sophomore at Tampa Prep, believes teenage drinking can lead to long-lasting consequences. She talks about why she thinks teens drink alcohol.
Everyone's doing it, and teenagers are insecure as they are, so you feel kind of even more insecure being the odd man out kind of thing.
Although Kate is against teen drinking and is educated on the dangers of alcohol, a surprising number of teens are not. According to Students Against Destructive Decisions, 72% of teenagers have tried alcohol by the end of high school, and 37% have done so by 8th grade. Kate believes that this number needs to change for obvious reasons.
I mean, people hear about it, teenagers, but I don't think they have the full understanding of what's going on until it happens to them, where they become an alcoholic or they accidentally kill one of their friends.
It is possible for people to put a stop to this phenomenon, and Kate, along with other responsible teenagers, has some ideas.
But it's really when, one person's like, oh, I'm not going to drink tonight, that everyone doesn't feel that awkward moment where they feel like, oh, it's okay for me to say I'm not going to drink tonight, and it just starts to spread.
This is Katie reporting for From the Core.
Listen, alcohol and high school students just don't mix. There are ways you can help a student with a drinking problem. You can talk to a school counselor, an older friend, or a parent. You can also join the Students Against Destructive Decisions, or SAD for short. To find out how, visit sad.org. Now, we continue the conversation Katie started in her story. Here with me to talk about the dangers of teens and alcohol are FTC contributors Amanda Miles and Malik Morales. Amanda and Malik, thanks so much for joining me. Malik, why do you think teen drinking is such a hot topic in today's society?
I think it's such a hot topic because so many people are doing it, and everyone says it's wrong, yet still so many teens are doing it. And there's kind of no explanation to why so many teens are doing it and how we can stop it.
Amanda, what do you think?
I think that so many teens are doing it right now because it's like an influence and everybody wants to be cool, so.
Do you know anyone in your age group who has had a drink?
Yes.
Malik, do you?
I do, and it's actually had a negative effect on their lives.
What are recent things officials have been doing in Tampa to try to fight teen alcohol abuse?
Well, people at my school, usually teachers and guidance counselors try to talk to us about not drinking and how we can be responsible and letting our peers know that it's dangerous.
Amanda?
Same thing, like what Malik said, our school really tries to help us know that it's the wrong thing to do, and we just try to spread the word that it's not cool and don't do it.
What do you think the negative effects of teen drinking and drug use are?
Definitely attitudes, and there's death, and at our age, teens don't realize that it can affect you in a long term. Our brains are still developing and everything, and it's just really bad.
Malik?
I think it can affect trust and responsibility, and if you don't have that, then there's not much left.
Malik, what are the consequences for teens that may be caused by drugs or drinking?
Lower grades, distrust with family, and just a very negative effect on your personality.
Amanda, how do you stay above the influence of alcohol?
Well, I really want to be good and be successful in life, and I know that if you do things like that, then you're down the wrong path.
Malik, how would you stay above the influence?
I try not to be around the wrong crowd, but I just make sure I keep myself grounded and get advice from people I trust.
How can we help friends who may be using drugs or drinking?
I think you should go to an adult you trust, because if you do that, you'll be able to confide in them and they'll give you some great advice.
Amanda?
You should also, see a guidance counselor or any adult or even a friend that could just help you with advice and somewhere to go.
Now we can gear the conversation toward a recent hot topic in St. Petersburg over an 11 p.m. teen curfew. How do you think teens would initially react to an 11 p.m. curfew, Malik?
I think at first, teens would be pretty upset. I don't think there would be any type of backlash, though.
Okay. Is placing a curfew on teenagers a plausible idea, Amanda?
I don't see the problem with it, but I don't really think that it would be good for, like, cops to be out there because they could be doing better things than trying to catch teenagers and putting them at home.
Now, the curfew in St. Petersburg did not pass, but Malik, do you think the pros of putting a curfew in place outweigh the cons?
I don't know. There could be a lot of pros, but still, just, in my opinion, it wouldn't seem right.
Amanda, do you think a curfew would provoke a defiance or compliance in most teenagers?
I think that it would be a compliance because, like, I just don't think that it would go well with teens and it would backlash.
Well, why would teenagers be out after 11 p.m. anyway?
Well, there's fun and just like going to a friend's house or just anywhere. Like, what if they had to go to the store or something?
Are there any other specific activities you think they could be doing after 11 p.m.?
Just maybe being with family or at a party, a birthday party. There's a lot of explanations.
Malik and Amanda, any final comments on the subject?
I think teens should really be careful about what they do and drinking, and they should stay away from it.
I also think that teens should just stay away from drinking, and it can really harm people, and yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me today. This conversation has been very thought-provoking.
Thank you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a minute.
I present to you Algebra 2, Foreign Languages, and finally, Biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Me.
Yeah, I'll do it. Me too. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
We're back. In fact, we never left.
That's comforting, don't you think?
Yeah, you know what else is comforting? Is to know that people in Tampa love to help other people.
A great example of people helping other people is Paint Your Heart Out Tampa. This community program assists the needy by painting their homes. Fellow FTC reporter Pedro covered this one-day paint fest and filed this report.
Paint, a brush, and volunteers. All you need for Paint Your Heart Out Tampa. Paint Your Heart Out Tampa is a program that has been in existence in the city of Tampa for 23 years. Every year, 100 houses are chosen and painted by over 2,500 volunteers on one day. Tanya Brickhouse, chairperson for Paint Your Heart Out, tells us why this community service project is so special.
Paint Your Heart Out Tampa. It is an amazing thing that impacts the lives of citizens in our own community.
Mayor's Youth Corps, doing our part for Tampa.
This year, the Mayor's Youth Corps and the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council worked together to paint a house. Each volunteer had their own reasons to come out. Hannah McNamara, a member of the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council, tells us her reasons focused around community service.
I came out because I really like community service, and I really like starting a project and being able to see, the impact it's made when I'm finished.
From adults to teenagers, everyone finds this program amazing. Mayor Bob Buckhorn, who came out on his 9th day as mayor, shares his thoughts and feelings.
I'm excited. I was part of this program when it started 23 years ago, and it's great to see you guys involved, the Mayor's Youth Corps. I'm proud of you. You're helping a lady that desperately needs some help, but it's a good day. It's a really good day.
The Mayor's Youth Corps and the Mayor's Youth Leadership Council painted Barbara Young Lee's house. She expresses her gratitude.
I'm really excited about the Paint Your Heart Out painting my house. I just thank them for coming out, sharing along with me, and I'm just sharing along with them, and I thank them for what they're doing in my home. I'm truly blessed.
Not only does Paint Your Heart Out Tampa help the homeowner, it also helps the volunteers.
I feel that in a tough economy, everyone needs a little help.
Ben Weiner talks about the things he learned from his fellow volunteers.
I've learned that everyone's come together and just worked as a team, and everyone has a little compassion inside for others and helping others, and everyone loves to volunteer.
Paint Your Heart Out Tampa can also be a great friendship-creating moment.
I've made a friend with Nick, the leadership council member, and I've worked with him in the backyard, and it was a tough job, but we came together as a team and worked to get that cleaned up.
Paint Your Heart Out Tampa is a great program that can help the volunteers and the homeowner. It's amazing how a little tough work can lead to a great accomplishment. This is Pedro Lima reporting for From the Core.
Paint Your Heart Out Tampa has been going strong for so long because people have been willing to give of their time.
If you're ready to help someone in need, call 258-4512. You can also visit paintyourheartouttampa.com to find out when the next 2012 Paint Day will occur.
When we come back, our commentator expresses his view on panhandling. See you soon.
Turn over this log. Yeah. Whoa! I like the big black ones. I like the brown wiggly ones.
I like the green crunchy ones myself.
Whoa.
Get out and explore nature. There's surprises everywhere. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Anyone up for dessert?
Hey guys, here at From the Core, we support teens in expressing their unique passions and ideas.
Our core commentator is Andrew Granholm. If you're a panhandler, you might not want to ask if he has a dime to spare.
On June 13, 2010, St. Petersburg enacted an ordinance banning panhandling on its streets. A noticeable increase in panhandlers then occurred across the bay in the city of Tampa and in Hillsborough County, where this practice was still legal. At the time, soliciting on Tampa streets was legal as long as safety vests were worn. In Hillsborough County, solicitation was only illegal within 4 feet of the right-of-way. On January 21, 2011, the Tampa City Council voted to ban panhandling on the city's busiest streets. Then, on March 3, 2011, Hillsborough County expanded their ban on panhandling to prohibit begging for money or selling products, such as newspapers, from the sides and medians of all roadways. Previously, the ban had only applied to county roads. As the unemployment rate has soared in the area over the past few years, it is no wonder that more people are in need. But we need to evaluate if panhandling is really an effective way for the less fortunate to get help. According to Michael S. Scott, the director of the Center for Problem-Oriented Policing, panhandlers make a couple of dollars a day on the low end, to $20 to $50 a day in the mid-range, to about $300 a day on the high end. So not only is panhandling effective, but it is also quite lucrative. My assumption is that many unemployed resort to panhandling to make an easy buck, thinking that finding a job is a hassle or that finding a new job would take too long. Panhandling should be a last resort and shouldn't be a solution to unemployment. In fact, there are many programs in the area which provide meals and shelter to the homeless and the hungry. For example, for former military veterans who find themselves homeless, the Department of Labor, Veterans Employment and Training Service announced more than $5 million in grants to aid homeless women veterans and veterans with families in 14 states, including Florida. These grants will provide job training, counseling, and placement services for former military veterans who find themselves homeless. What's despicable is that some panhandlers appeal to people's emotions by claiming to be disabled or former military veterans. Yet how do we know if they're actually disabled or former veterans? Though this claim may sound presumptuous, and yes, indeed, some are actually disabled and veterans, how do we know that the person to whom we are giving money to isn't a sham? They may or may not be, but can we trust their word? The answer is that we simply don't. We just have to trust that we are donating to a just person. Besides, there is a safety issue to consider for motorists and solicitors. I can't remember the number of times I have been at the intersection of West Shore and Kennedy and witnessed near misses where a panhandler is almost hit by a motorist dashing to make the left turn light. Although there is no definitive proof that the St. Petersburg ordinance banning panhandling resulted in an increase in the Tampa-Hillsborough County area, it is clear that the same provisions must apply to the entire Tampa Bay vicinity. Eradicating panhandling in the Tampa Bay area will improve the city aesthetically and reduce danger when driving.
That's our commentary for this month and the end of our show.
Wow, we had quite a thought-provoking show.
I know, right? In fact, that's the second time this phrase has been used to describe this program. Anyway, thanks again to all of our guests.
Also, thanks to the FTC crew for once again putting on a great, thought-provoking show. And special thanks to all of you watching at home.
Be sure to always make healthy, responsible choices, like not choosing alcohol.
Right on, Jake. Thanks again for tuning in, and we will catch you next month for another edition of
From the Core.